It's our final week in Alsace, France. My two favorite weeks, as I've said in the last 3 videos. But actually, I get pretty tired of it by the end of this week. I'm kind of over it.
A month had gone by since our last competition, and apart from Carol, nobody was talking to me. How could I make them understand that that was not the best way to deal with me? If they wanted me to stay, I needed them to come right out and say it. The silent treatment just made me want to leave. Even now, I find it really hard to think back to that Christmas week. There are times in your life that are best forgotten, like the ones I'm about to relate now. Can you tell me about the next academy you went to?
The Palm Academy? Now that's what I call an academy. The students were trainaholics, single-mindedly focused on one thing, solid hard work. I admit it, even I picked up 1 or 2 tricks there.
You are joking, I hope. The Moroccan Academy is one of the most famous, and the setting is incredible. I'd love to visit it one day.
If you reckon you'd have the time to watch the sunset, then dream on. Endurance and tenacity, that's what they teach you there. Essential qualities for a champion.
Why didn't you stay?
I progressed too quickly. After several months, I had no one left to beat. If I'd stayed in Morocco, I guess I would have rested on my laurels.
That's why you chose to move on to Alsace?
That's not exactly how it happened. I'll tell you next time.
So, Daniela, how did you make the jump from Morocco to Alsace?
What's the magic word?
Oh, crikey. Please!
Seeing as you insist. I had already won a number of competitions for Morocco, and the director could tell there was nothing left to teach me. She recommended me to another academy, more up to my level. A very famous academy that had already beaten it in the past, the Sycamore Academy.
What? You were going to come here, to the Sycamore Academy? Amazing!
That's right. As surprising as it might seem, it was my first destination. My bags were packed and I was ready to go. What happened next was the fruit of pure fortune.
What do you mean?
Several months ago, I was on the boat taking me to Scotland, where the Sycamore Academy was still based at the time. This charming young man started talking to me on deck, and he asked me why I was reading a training manual. I explained my situation, and he told me that, by pure chance, he too worked in the world of horse riding. And what's more, he was the director of an up-and-coming academy, the Alsace Academy. After a long conversation, he managed to convince me to try out for his establishment's prestigious entrance exams, rather than waste my time in a dump run by an old biddy with nothing new to say.
The former director was no old biddy. He was a distinguished man who devoted his life to horses.
And anyway, I was curious, so I decided to go for the entrance exams. The young man seemed to know the meaning of victory. And I confess he has never disappointed me. His teaching is the most instructive I've ever received, and he pulls out all the stops to win competitions. I've never had cause to regret my decision.
It's pretty funny, though. We could have been in the same class.
It was several months ago. You weren't ready for academy life.
And after Alsace, any plans?
The Alsace Academy is just a staging post. My big goal is to return to the cherry tree and prove to the director that my place is there. Then I intend to become the best of the bunch and finally wear the crown of ultimate champion.
Not short of ambition, then. Thanks for talking anyway. I've got a better picture of your personality now.
Without ambition, you're zero. No ambition, no victory.
Has this conversation actually been interesting in any way?
Go waste your time on your playmates. I've already given you enough of mine.
And I feel like I've wasted years of mine.
This is a good point to be made. So this photo is going to get confused because it's basically like the photo we took for that ticket. So it looks like it's the right photo, but after we take the photo, notice how a little pop-up doesn't show up that says you just photographed so-and-so, whatever. Versus if we do the actual tree that it's supposed to be, which is going to be that one right there. And then we snap that photo, then that little pop-up comes up. So that's how you know you got the right photo. And you can always go back in your photo album by hitting F and delete the photos that are incorrect. I would just recommend waiting until you get to the student center to put them up, because then obviously if there's a photo and it doesn't show any popularity count, then that's just a dud, versus the ones that do have a popularity value to them, you want to keep. I'm also going to cut off the walk here because I spent literally 20 minutes looking for that freaking lost cat again. And then I remembered where it was on my second walk out. So we're just gonna pretend like we didn't waste 20 minutes doing that.
That day, I was packing my bags for the big departure to the Beechwood Academy. Carol was helping me and supporting me through the trauma. It was harder and more stressful than any competition. This was it. I was to say goodbye to the Sycamore Academy. Next time I competed, my old enemies would be my new colleagues, and my old friends would be my new enemies.
If you go, we'll lose.
You're not helping, Carol. It's painful enough as it is, so please quit the guilt-tripping.
I'm not guilt-tripping you, Flora. Everyone likes to say I'm off with the fairies, but I know exactly what you're going through. Life is a game of choices, and you've got to stick by them. Even the most impulsive. Your choices make you who you are, and people wake up to that one day.
Thanks, Carol. I'll never forget that. I'll miss your wisdom, you know.
Knock, knock, knock!
People usually knock outside.
Oh my God! It's him!
Who's he?
You don't recognize him? It's Spike, the Bloodflower singer.
The one and only. You were at the concert the other night.
You noticed? Pinch me, I'm dreaming.
Carol, stop!
Go on, pinch me. Ow! Nope, he's still there.
So what can I do for Mr. Spike the Blood Thingies?
Blood flowers!
I'm Jade's mate. She told me about your bun fight. Now, there's stuff about Esteban you should know.
Oh, that's Jade all over. Listen, I'm not interested. Go and tell Jade if she's got something to say, then she can say it to me herself.
Okay, keep your hair on. You've got a lot in common, like Jade said.
Don't compare me to Jade ever.
Looks like I've touched a sore spot. Anyway, let's change the subject. Anyone want an autograph from the latest pop rock sensation?
I think I'm going to faint.
Sorry to blackmail you, but you do me a favour. I'll give your friend an autograph.
Oh, please, please, please!
Okay, but only because I want to know what other underhand tricks Jade's been up to.
Here, just follow the instructions and come and find me in an hour. Careful, not a minute more or less, or bye-bye, Mr. Autograph.
Late's my middle name. That's going to be tough.
Time to break the habit, Princess. Later!
What did he call me?
Princess, he called you Princess. Oh, you're so lucky.
The gate is locked. There's a message written on the rock on the other side, but I'm too far away to read it. It's a picture of a red rock with a key underneath. No doubt the key to the gate. red rock in the picture. And there's a key underneath.
So, what did you want to talk about? You didn't come all this way to talk music.
Sounds like you're pleased to see me.
I never liked you very much, so please, save the two-faced to small talk.
Jade's trying hard to get Birdie's academy on the road, and she's not happy you poached her best pupil.
Poach her! That's Jade, the drama queen all over. Her lost hope is old enough to make her own decisions.
That's what I told her. I also suggested that maybe you were sweet on her so you couldn't be blamed for trying to keep her within arm's reach.
Are you as dumb as you look, Spike? You know perfectly well I feel nothing for the kid, the same way I felt nothing for Jade at the time. It's so easy to wrap women around your little finger when you know how.
I don't agree, but you must have your reasons for being so twisted.
Reasons of my own? Of course I have! I spent a year of my life in prison waiting for the moment to get revenge. That moment is now. Jade has lost her rising star. Her academy is on its knees, and mine is heaven-bound. Understand now? The game is over!
Loud and clear. And me too, I'm through with playing.
What are you doing?
Sticking to my choices, even the most impulsive. A friend taught me that recently. Jade won't be losing her Rising Star Sunday, so get ready to be brought down to earth with a loud bang.
You tricked me.
Do you think so? In that case, I will not understand.
You will pay for this at the competition.
Great right hook, don't you reckon?
Alright, that is it for part 1. We'll pick up with part 2 in the next video.